Now we're going to talk some more about primitives, and I'd like to specifically talk to you about the sphere. The sphere is a fun shape to work with. It's an interesting shape because although it is completely enclosed, it's technically not a poly surface. It's actually one surface that forms a ball. To create my sphere, I go to my Solids menu. I hold down the button here to access my submenu, select my sphere. Now as you can see, sphere can bring up another submenu. I can create a sphere by diameter, by 3 points, a round curve, or tangent to curves. So let's delete our sphere. Diameter, instead of picking the radius as I did the first time, I simply pick the diameter of my sphere, and as soon as I left-click, I'm done. So we'll delete that. Now this one here, 3 points. First point, second point. Then with the third point, I'm actually squishing my sphere between the first two. As you can see, I can easily create a really gigantic sphere or a fairly small one that fits between the points. Now as soon as I left-click, again, my sphere is finished. Now what about here, a round curve? Well, for that, we'll need a curve. So I'll create a curve here, simple control point curve. I'm done now, so I'll right-click. I'll use this tool. Center of sphere, here. Curve not found, unable to create circle. So let's try that again. This time we're going to involve our curve. Select it. A round curve, center of sphere, there it is. So the mouse cursor automatically snaps to the curve, a little near tag appears. If I left click, it's basically going to use my curve as a center point, or that specific point on my curve as a center point for my sphere. Now this one, from circle tangent to curves, is when you create two curves, then create a circle shape that moves between the two curves. We're not really going to bother with that. It's not something that I use very much. What I am going to do, however, is show you the flexibility of the sphere, which I touched on right when I started this section. Again, one of the neat things about a sphere is it is a simple enclosed shape that has the appearance of more solidness to it than a regular surface. In other words, it's completely enclosed. It doesn't strike you as hollow. It seems solid, yet it is actually made up by one surface. If I were to cut it open, you would see that it is hollow. Because it's not a poly surface, all of my transform commands will work on my sphere. That was just a simple bend command. You bend it far enough, it's collapsed into almost an arrowhead type shape. Undo. I can also turn on my control points here. Select some, move them around. And create more really bizarre shapes out of our sphere. Control Z a few times. Now I'll create another basic sphere. And again, any of these tools, because this is not a poly surface, will work. You can have fun really transforming your sphere if you'd like to. I can do a taper. And make more or less a raindrop type shape. Now, as with any other shape, the transforming options you have are limited by the number of points. But as you can see here, there's quite a few points in the sphere, which gives you some good flexibility. There I've selected 1 point on my sphere. If I move that in, shaded previews, you can see exactly where the point has been sucked in, and I've created a bowl shape. So again, because this is a single surface, I have a lot more transforming options and can do a lot more with it.